Hey there, drone fans. Today I'd like to give you my updated review of the Hover Air X1 Pro Max after having flown it for well over 6 months. Now, before I get too deep into the actual review or any of the technical specifications that this drone provides, it's important you understand that this drone is part of a brand new category of drones known as selfie drones. And they're different than the drones we've been flying up until now. And those include the original Hover Air, the DJI Neo, the DJI Flip, and a few other drones that have the characteristics of what I'm going to describe today. And the difference between a selfie drone and a typical drone is that a selfie drone is really designed to be easy to launch, to get up in the air quickly, to have a lot of automated flight patterns built in that you can usually select between by tapping a button, and have the drone lift off from your hand, fly a certain pattern, capture some beautiful pictures and video, and then fly right back and land in your hand. Now you may be wondering, well, how's that different than a regular drone? Because if I've got a DJI Mini 4 Pro, I can do the exact same thing. The big difference between them is that this is built for convenience. So anybody that's a creator that's looking for a way to get up in the air and get a different perspective of the vlog they're creating or an area they're visiting, or if you're heading on vacation, this is perfect to have in your pocket. You get to a beautiful location, you can unfold it, hit a button, have it take off, and capture some incredibly good footage that you can share with your family and friends. And I know you can do that with a regular drone, but think about the process. You've got to power up the drone, you've got to connect to a controller. You have to get it up in the air, then you have to frame the shot, and you have to set up the pattern. So it could be 5 minutes before you actually capture that picture. With this one, it's less than 15 seconds and it's up in the air. And it captures incredibly good video. So for me, I use selfie drones a lot. I also use regular drones a lot for different shots, and it's really just a matter of picking the right tool for the job. If it's a screwdriver, I'm putting a screw in the wall. If it's a nail, I need a hammer. I'm not going to be able to get that nail in with a screwdriver. So this whole category is really exploding because what's starting to happen is these started off very simply like the original Hover. And you could put that in your hand, hit a button, it would fly around, amaze your friends, and take some really good video. Well, the new Hover Air Pro Max takes this to the next level because they're starting to build features and functions into these selfie drones that really start to bridge the gap between a selfie drone and a regular drone. And I'll talk a little bit about that with the Pro Max. Now, they've released two versions of this. There's the X1 Pro and the X1 Pro Max. That's the one I have in front of me here. And they're very similar in their functions, but the Pro Max is really their top of the line drone for a selfie drone, and it does some pretty amazing things. And again, I've been flying this an awful lot over the last 6 months, and I can't tell you how much fun this is to fly and the kind of quality it actually captures a video when you're out there in the field. All right, so some basic specifications. One of the drawbacks to a selfie drone is that it's small and it's light, but the battery is small as well. So when you fold this up, this would easily fit into a coat pocket, but the battery is really tiny on this drone. It's not gigantic, so it's 1920 milliampere hours, which you can't pack enough electrons in here to have this drone fly for 25 or 30 minutes. It's just not going to work until either the battery density increases with some new chemistry or new technology, or they figure out a way to put a bigger battery in the drone. But again, the challenge is a bigger battery weighs more, which means it takes more energy to get the drone up in the air, so it's that law of diminishing returns after a point. But the battery provides up to 16 minutes of flight time on a single charge. Now, I've gotten close to that depending on what I was doing. If I'm flying in heavy winds, or I'm doing a lot of really exotic patterns, or it's chasing me through the woods, maybe I don't get a full 15 minutes out of it. But for me, I carry a couple extra batteries along, and I can pop a battery out, pop the next one in. But again, what's so enchanting about this particular product is the fact that literally in 15 seconds, I can power it up, pick a pattern I want it to fly, have it take off, and really run that pattern, come back and land in my hand, and I've got beautiful video inside the unit that I can easily transfer to my phone and get up on my social media channels. Now, as far as the flight goes, again, 16 minutes of flight. What's different about the Pro Max over the original Hover X1 is that this unit can be expanded. So you can fly it on its own. You don't need anything else but the hover. But you can fly it with an application on your phone and have a little bit more control with some virtual joysticks. You can also fly it with a controller. So they make a single-handed controller that acts like a wand where you can fly it with this sort of detection of your movement of the hand. It also combines with other pieces, almost like a transformer, where you can build it out to be a dual joystick controller. You can flip out two little ears on it, and you can actually slide your phone in the bottom, and you've got a full-featured controller. So if you're a drone flyer and you really require that level of control, you can use those accessories to turn this into a real drone if you want. But again, you're still limited by the 16 minutes of flight time and the distance. In addition to that, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the camera in this unit is a 1 over 1.3 inch sensor, and it can record 8K video. Now, how is that possible in a small drone like this? Well, the sensor's big. There's a really sophisticated image processing system inside that can absorb that image coming back from the sensor, convert it into a video file at up to 8K, which is pretty incredible. I normally record at 1080p or 4K, and I can record 4K quality on here that'll absolutely blow your socks off. It's amazing what it can do. In addition to that, it's got a 2-axis gimbal up front, so it's incredibly stable. That gimbal will take out a lot of the movement, but it also has electronic image stabilization built into the unit. So in addition to the physical stabilization, it can then process that and eliminate any other shake because it doesn't have the ability to move side to side. So it is a little bit forgiving in that respect, but that electronic image stabilization package in here must be incredibly sophisticated because I've had this out on really windy days and this thing's getting buffeted around up there in the air, and that image and that video is rock solid. Pretty incredible stuff. The unit has 10 pre-selected flight patterns and you have a lot of adjustments. It's got a beautiful digital display right there. So unlike the previous version that you only had a couple of selections where you could walk through them but you had to make changes on the application, with this one it's got a not a joystick, but it's got a 3-way button up top here where you can turn it on, you can pick the pattern you want it to fly, and you can make certain adjustments on the unit to actually go further out or come in closer or follow you in a different direction. So it's a really sophisticated control from here. If you use the application, you have even more control because you can fly it manually or you can change those parameters on the fly. You can also view exactly what it's recording, which is really nice. They just recently released new firmware for it, and that's one thing I like about a company like Hover, because it's 0.0, but it's the Hover product, is that they're constantly looking at how they can improve the product. So the latest versions of firmware that came out, I just downloaded about 2 weeks ago, you can actually do a dolly zoom automatically on it. Now, if you don't know what a dolly zoom is, it's one of those incredible special effects that was pioneered by Alfred Hitchcock way back in the days of Psycho, where the drone actually pulls back or comes in against the subject, and while it's doing that, it's pulling zoom in the other direction. So it doesn't seem like it would make sense, but when you watch that image, and I've got a view of it here coming up, it actually looks like the entire background is either pulling away from you or coming in closer to you, and it's a parallax shift that really can be impressive on a video. So it's built in. You can do that automatically with a push of a button. Now the difference again between these, this unit, the newer one, is slightly larger, and it's got this, it's not carbon fiber, but it's an incredibly tenacious grid around the outside of it, so you can't really get your fingers in there unless you work at it. So it's completely protected. You can fly it inside, you can fly it outside. Again, it's a little bit larger than the original version, and they've also introduced some of the obstacle avoidance features you find on other drones. This one had a sensor on the bottom, so it knew where it was as far as the relative height from the ground. With this one, it has that IR on the bottom, so it knows it's using the infrared to tell how close it is to the ground, but it's also got a camera down there, so it's better for flying indoors. And around the rear of this is the Pro Max version, has both the IR sensor on the back and a camera on the back. So when you're backing away from the subject, if you're coming close to an obstacle in the back, it'll actually stop. It's much smarter when it's backing up. And that's important if you're using it to fly in front of you, and maybe you're doing a vlog where you're walking through the woods, you're walking through a neighborhood. If this is flying backwards, it'll actually see that tree and stop before it runs into the tree. So it's a little bit more protective in that respect. And again, in addition to that, it is just so easy to use. It's the kind of drone that, I've done this a few times where I'm out flying and somebody sees me flying it and they're like, hey, what is that you're flying there? And I said, well, give it a shot. Put it in your hand, hit the button, give it a second, don't move your hand, and let it take off and fly away. And literally, in less than 30 seconds of that education to that person, they're flying it and they're capturing an incredibly cool video. And then their next question is, where can I get one of these? So it's pretty neat in that respect. You can charge it on the back through a USB-C connection. I'm sorry, not on the back, on the side right here, USB-C connection, so you can charge the batteries in the unit. They also have accessories like a 2-battery hub that you can use, which charges the batteries even faster. And then there's a case for it. There's actually a charging case for it. When you're out on vacation, you can drop this in the charging case. It'll automatically recharge while it's in the case. And that case also has enough extra energy where you can use that to charge your phone or something else externally. So I think what they've done, what Hover's done with this particular model, is that they built a selfie drone that really rivals all the selfie drones on the market. And in a lot of ways, it really is better. I mean, it records better video. It's a little bit more stable in the air. It's got a little more sophistication built into the automation modes. And all of that, to me, means this is the one I reach for an awful lot when I'm heading out to fly. I mean, I use the other drones. I've got a Flip, I got a Neo. I'm flying those all the time as well. But this one, for some reason, I don't know whether it's the way the cages are designed or just the way the aerodynamics are built on this unit, just seems to be a lot more stable, especially if it's a windy day. Now, before I let you go, if you're flying a selfie drone like this, you're a slave to the wind. There's no way around that because it's lightweight. And unfortunately, for a drone to move, it's going to tilt a little bit like this, and that's going to catch the wind across those propellers, so it's going to move an awful lot. So just be aware of that. These are great on mild days or even slightly windy days, but if there's a gale force wind blowing, don't put this thing up in the air. It's going to head for the horizon. And that's pretty much all I had for today. So I guess my short review of this is I was apprehensive because I like this one an awful lot, but I thought it had somewhat of a limited function. But when I started flying this one, I just couldn't get over how much fun it is to fly, how good the images were that it captured, and really how stable it was in the air, which is all I really need in a drone. And I use this a lot when I'm doing my vlogs out in the woods or I'm trying to get a shot that maybe I don't want to take the time to put a real drone up and create all that noise. This thing's been doing the job for me. So that's all I had for today. Hopefully you found this review helpful, and thanks an awful lot for watching.